Hello and welcome to another Needs Growth tutorial. In this video, we will be showing you how to generate a timeline report. The timeline report provides information on cases within a county. It gives information on important dates and timeframes based on fidelity. Caseworkers, supervisors, and family peer mentors and TAs all have access to generate timeline reports. After logging into your Needs Portal account, navigate the reports in the top right corner and click on Timeline. Once you're on the Timeline report page, you can see that there are a number of filters to choose from. We have SACWA's open date, program close date, county, the items per page on the screen, as well as advanced options. For this example, we'll be selecting the appropriate county as for OSU only, with 25 items per page. You can also select the SACWA's open date as well as the program close date. Remember to click apply after filtering. After clicking on apply, the page will display currently and previously enrolled individuals and start. You can also download the table to an Excel file by clicking on the orange CSV button on the bottom left corner of the page. After downloading the Excel file, you can see that the results are shown as a caseworker, so we're only seeing test caseworker. Supervisors will see all caseworkers in their counties, and TAs will see all caseworkers in their assigned regions. As you can see here on the file, it has information on the data on the SACWA's case ID, program term ID, family role, date of birth, county, caseworker, SACWA's open date, and the other fidelity markers. Navigating back to the Needs Portal site, you can see that there are a number of variables that we see on the timeline report. To better understand the timeline report, you can click on the timeline program description. After downloading timeline program description, you can see that there is a brief description about the variable and how to calculate each variable. For example, the days to start referral is calculated using the referral date minus SACWA's open date. It will be highlighted in red if it's greater than 30 days and green if it's less than 30 days. This is really important and useful in helping to understand how each variable is calculated when you're looking in the timeline report. It helps to calculate each days to value. To better understand the report, there are various numbers highlighted in green and red as mentioned before. The numbers will be highlighted green and red only on the timeline report, not on the Excel document. A number highlighted in green indicates that those dates are occurring within the appropriate timeline that is important for fidelity. For example, the days to uncope for this individual is 14 days, meaning that it fits within the timeline. It would be highlighted in red if it was greater than 30 days. A number highlighted in red indicates that the date is out of the time frame. For example, for this individual, the days to start referral is 31 days, meaning that it's not within the timeline. An unknown indicates that there be missing data in the needs portal to calculate those statistics. For example, the start referral date is unknown, meaning that was not filled in. An NA indicates that the information is not needed. For example, when looking at an adult, you can see that the CTAC assessment is an NA because it's not required for adults, only for children. The timeline report is very important for quality assurance. It helps to see if dates are within timeframes, outside of timeframes, if there's any missing data. Before diving into this further, as a TA or supervisor, you have the option to use a primary parent filter. It can see who's indicated as a primary parent. When you're on the needs portal and on the timeline report, you can filter yes on primary parent and click apply. It will show who has been indicated as a primary parent. So if there's anybody missing, it gives information to go and add them as a primary parent. For this timeline report, let's choose an individual and walk through each variable and decide what each data means for an example. For this adult mother, the SACWA's open date was on February 6, 2018. Moving to the right, the start referral date was on March 9, 2018. It looks like the date agreement signed is an unknown, meaning that was not filled in on the needs portal. And the date of the first STMM was on March 8th, 2018. Scrolling over to the right, we see that the UNCOPE date administered was on February 7th, 2018. And the dates to UNCOPE is highlighted in green, meaning that it's within the timeline. The days to uncope is measured using the uncope date minus the SAGOS open date, and we're looking for that 30-day timeline. The days to start referral is 31 days, meaning that it was highlighted in red, and it's greater than 30 days. The date to the first STMM was -1, meaning that this was done before they were actually enrolled in START. There is a negative value. The assessment date is an unknown, as well as the dates to STD treatment and the other service dates. Scrolling to the right, we see that there's a lot of unknowns. The CTAC assessment will be labeled as an NA because it's not required for adults, and the rest of the labels will be the race. The timeline report description is very helpful in understanding how these variables are calculated. You can always reference this when looking at your timeline report. Some questions that we got in the past is if you will be able to see all the cases on the timeline report. Some cases may be missing from the timeline report if families are participating in START but have not been enrolled in START within the needs portal. Some cases may show up on the timeline report that should not be there if families are accidentally added, but they're not actually START participants. You can always correct this by emailing us to let us know that the case should be deleted. There could also be duplicate cases in the needs portal. To correct this, you can always let us know which cases should be deleted. If you see any negative or extreme values on the timeline report, what does this mean? So there are two reasons. Negative values can occur due to typos. For example, if an SDMM date is after a service assessment date, or if a parent is in STD treatment before enrolling in START, this may result in negative values. Extreme values are values that seem much higher than you should have anticipated for that participant. For example, if the days to SDMM shows as 150. So these negative or extreme values can be legitimate. If you notice any values that you do not think are correct, check the dates associated with calculating that value and correct if needed. As always, if anything on the timeline report does not seem correct to you, please let us know at the needs portal at oec.edu if you have any questions. Thank you.